Hi, everyone. Welcome to our afternoon bell session. I'm going to give folks a little time to find us live here and click on us. While they're doing that, I can just give you some information about how to find us remotely these days. So be sure to like us if you haven't already on our Facebook page at NH Student Wellness. There you can find updates about virtual events we're hosting, different resources that we have. We're also on Twitter at NH Schools, and we have also developed a new website for schools, families, and students to have resources for instructional materials and wellness and guidance during this time of remote instruction. And you can find all of that information at www.nhlearnsremotely.com. I've also posted it in the description of this Facebook Live session. So I think that brought us to about a minute, so we'll go ahead and get started. Hopefully people are starting to join in. My name is Catherine Leswing, and I work for the Bureau of Student Wellness at the New Hampshire Department of Education. Thank you for joining us today for the afternoon bell session. If you're watching this at a later time, thanks for stopping by, and please feel free to comment even if we're not still in the live session. We love to share resources and ideas with each other from a distance these days, so please make sure that you're letting us know that you're here and present. Our hope at the Bureau is that Bureau of Student Wellness is to make sure that we're providing folks with the tools and the resources they need to make sure they're staying healthy and well and productive in this new normal that we're all experiencing. Our afternoon bell session today is talking about sleep routines. I know for myself, sleep has definitely been a challenging area of my life these days since the whole COVID-19 pandemic has emerged, and now that we're confined to our homes. I think it's the combination of changed routines, anxiety about what's to come, and also, I know for myself, increased screen time that really has jolted sleep routines. At the same time, we know that sleep is really critical for our health in so many ways. It improves learning and memory. It improves our cardiovascular health. It impacts our metabolism, our mood, and our immune systems. So we know that getting enough sleep is really, really critical for us to live happy, productive, fruitful lives. And so I think it's extra important that we spend that time to really think about how are we going to make sure we maintain good sleep practices even when our schedules and our routines have been shifted around. Just a couple of quick reminders before we jump into a few tips that I have for you today. We are doing our morning coffee chats every morning at 9 a.m. here on Facebook Live, and then our afternoon bell sessions that I'm doing right now at 3 p.m. And these sessions are designed to just provide some tips, a place to collaborate, share ideas, say what's working for you, what's not working, and just support each other during this time. I also want to point your direction to the comments box. I mentioned that a little bit earlier. It would be really great if you just gave a little shout out, even if you're catching us not during the live session. Let us know what is going on with you. I would like to start us with the question today. What is your nightly sleep routine? What works for you? Maybe think about that for yourself too and just say, do I even have a sleep routine? Maybe I have a sleep routine, but I don't really think of it as a sleep routine. All right, so let's jump into some sleep tips. None of this is revolutionary. You've probably heard a lot of it, but like a lot of these wellness tips these days, what I'm finding is that I need to have them repeated and I need to have them very much in the forefront of my brain in order to remember to do them for myself. we're in a time where we really have to regulate our own behaviors and our own schedules in so many ways and help our learners or students at home do the same for themselves. So it's extra important for us, I think, to all have these reminders. The first tip that I'd like to share is just to go to bed and to wake up at the same time every day. That sounds super simple, and it's also something that when we're in a normal regular work week, it's a little easier to do. You have to report to the office or report to the job at the same time every day generally, and so the alarm goes off at the same time every day. I would really encourage keeping that same alarm set during this time and really working to get out of bed and get going for the day. I know this is something that I struggle with, especially even on vacations, or I can let myself sleep very, very late, and then I notice half the day's gone by, and I don't usually feel very good if I've let that much time slip by. Also, if I'm staying up really late and I'm not going to bed at the same time every day, and then the alarm goes off, it's an extra jolt, and that loss of maybe it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour of sleep each night really adds up over the long term. So trying to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day is a helpful tip. Number 2 is to set your bedtime based on the number of hours of sleep that you need. Lots of phones these days have apps that will actually do this for you and calculate it for you. The CDC recommends that children 3 to 5 years get between 10 to 13 hours of sleep a night. Children that are 6 to 12 years old should be getting about 9 to 12 hours. Adolescents that are 13 to 18 years old need about 8 to 10 hours. And then adults 18 to 60 years need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night to do their best, not have an impact on memory and health. So how do we make sure that we get that sleep that we need? Simple way is to make sure that that bedtime is set that in enough hours in advance of the alarm going off. Number 3, choose a bedtime routine and stick to it. I like this one a lot. It's also something that I think can be kind of difficult to enjoy, that you find relaxing before going to bed. Try to make it a habit to do that every night. By doing that habit every night at a certain time, it will actually message to your body that it's time to start winding down and going to sleep. So routines for younger kids can be reading, story time, taking a bath, although I like that one for adults also. It's a nice way to relax. Doing a guided meditation, gentle stretching, but really giving yourself a practice that just kind of signals to the body that it's time to slow down, it's time to start getting ready for sleep. Number 4, this is also a tricky one in times of being ordered to stay at home, but eating healthy, reducing caffeine and sugar. Oof. That doesn't sound fun, but it can really pay big dividends. So eating a healthy diet, we know, helps our bodies function to the best of their ability, and also reducing caffeine and sugar, especially later in the day. Again, I think our routines and schedules have gotten mixed up so much that I know that I personally don't always know exactly what time of day it is, and reducing my caffeine and sugar intake later in the afternoon really, really helps me sleep better at night. Number 5, this is one we hear all the time now, and we know it, but can we do it? Turning off screens at least 1 hour before bed. Ooh, that's a hard one, especially when we're living in an era of news all the time and social media, and there's definitely an addiction piece that goes along with electronics, but we also know that blue light from electronics impacts the biology or the physiology of the brain, and it slows the secretion of melatonin, which is the sleep hormone for the body. So we want to make sure that we're turning off screens at least an hour before bed. One way that we can do this, and this is something I've started to do, is to plug in my phone across the room. That way I don't have it in arm's reach, and I can say, it reminds me when I go to reach for it, even though it's all the way across the room, and then I remember, oh yeah, this is my wind down time before bed, so I'm not going to look at my phone right now. Last but not least, exercise regularly for sound sleep. Another challenging one, our routines are shifted up, gyms are closed, but I would encourage everyone after you're done watching this video, just make it a point, take a 10-minute break, go for a walk around the block. We're moving our bodies so much less because we're not leaving our homes, and so we really need to make sure that we are scheduling that exercise for ourselves to the best of our ability. So as we close today, I thought I would do, per usual, a little relaxation technique that you can do at night to help bring on sleep, but it's also used as a stress or anxiety reducer in other times during the day, but it is often used at night as a way to bring on sleep. It's called progressive muscle relaxation. And what you do is you will tense your muscles in a particular area of your body, or it can be whole body, for a certain number of seconds, and then you release them for a certain amount of time. And what that does is it actually allows you to release tension and relax your muscles deeper than if you weren't doing that. So the way some folks do it is they do it from head to toe, sort of like a body scan, and they'll focus on different parts of the body. We'll just do the first two today together, and then if it's something that you like that you think might help you with your sleep routine, you can try it at home too. So the first one that we will do is the head area. So we're going to tense all of the muscles we can think of in our head. It's going to look funny. I'm going to look the funniest because I'm on camera, but I assure you no one except for the folks you're socially isolating with will be able to see you. But you're going to tense everything. It'll look like a grimace, and try to tense all the muscles for the count of 8. And I will count us down, and then you're going to release them. So we're going to tense up now for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you'll release all the muscles in your face and head. And normally you'll hold that for about the same amount of time. So about 8 seconds. And then the second area that we'll do is the neck area. So again, it might feel a little silly, it might look a little silly, but you'll really tense all the muscles in your neck area as hard as you can for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can let that relax as well. And when I do that, we can really feel some of that stress and some of that tension releasing. And what it does is it signals to the body that it's able to relax. So it's something you can do before bed. It's almost like something you could sub in for counting sheep. And you can do it all the way through the body, going through all different body parts. You could do your right arm, your left arm, and then all the way down to your toes. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope this helped remind you how we can focus on healthy sleep routines for ourselves and for our students. We know it's so important for us to be the pillars of stability for the youth in our lives and for ourselves, so that we can be there for them. Make sure, if you haven't already, like us on Facebook. We're at NH Student Wellness, and on Twitter we're at NH Schools. And again, we have a new website up and running to help families, students, and schools with remote instruction. There's both instructional material there, or ideas there, as well as ideas and resources for wellness. And that website is www.nhlearnsremotely.com. And I've posted that in the description of this video. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll be back here live at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care, everyone.